What do I feel like taking for a rip today? It's such a beautiful day. Maybe I'll go with the Air. I mean, I did just shoot that video and call it my favorite urban city commuter. It's got that 500 watt motor, 35 kilometers per hour top speed, that cushy front suspension, light, portable, easy to get around. But I don't know, I think I'm gonna rip on some bike paths. Yeah, maybe I'll rip on some bike paths. I'll go with the city. Still got that 500 watt motor, that big, beautiful, bold stature, 43 kilometer per hour top speed, beefy signal lights. Man, this is just a beautiful scooter. But I mean, maybe I want a little bit more speed, right? Maybe I'll go with the City Pro. Now you got that dual 500 watt motor, 51.5 kilometer per hour top speed. Now we're talking. You know what I'm saying? Now we're talking. Do I want to go faster though? Maybe I do. I mean, if we're talking like speed and power, we gotta go with the Phantom, right? I mean, that's my OG. That's my dog right there. Dual 1200 watt motors, 61 kilometers per hour top speed. This is just a beast of a machine. I mean, when this thing dropped, it was revolutionary to the e-scooter world. This gotta be my all-time favorite of all of these, right? But what if I wanted to go faster? Nah, stop it. You're crazy. The V2 is plenty fast. You're crazy. Am I though? I think I wanted to go faster. Is there a way that I could make it faster and like connect and be integrated with the Apollo app like the rest of my scooters so I can have full control of this bitch? Is there a way? Could there be? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I am super nervous about this one. Apollo sent me the V3 upgrade for my Phantom, and you know that the Phantom V2 is my OG. The V2, the V1 is my OG. When that bad boy came out, I waited months for that thing to come. It was the tail end of COVID, and finally it came, and I made that video, link below, and it truly revolutionized the e-scooter world. So when they sent me this V3 upgrade, there were a few things that I was worried about. Can I install this thing? I'm not the handiest dude. The second thing is, am I gonna like it? In my opinion, you don't with something that you love. So really, I'm like, why do I need the V3? Do I really need it integrated to be able to connect to the app? Are there real advantages to a few more kilometers of speed? I'm gonna tell you all the things that I love about it, maybe some of the things that I don't love about it, and who knows, I might actually hate the V3 upgrade. Ladies and gentlemen, we about to find out, baby.
Hello guys, welcome to my video.
Okay, the install of the V3 is done. It took me, I would say, pretty much close to 2 hours, but again, I am not the most handiest of people. I went through the instructional video quite slowly and re-watched a bunch of the stuff before I started actually doing steps to make sure that I wasn't screwing anything up. But all in all, the instructional video was really good. To have the video that was able to walk me through, somebody who has zero knowledge about this stuff, I think actually went really well. Okay, let's get it. First of all, right out of the gate, can we talk about this packaging? I love the branding and packaging of companies when it is done well. When you open it up, this is my favorite part. Everything is packaged really beautifully. I already have it all out of there now and I actually ripped it. But it has this nice little message from Apollo right on the inside of the flap when you open up the box. I just completely love the story of these three guys who came together with a love for electric scooters, now exploding into this world-renowned electric scooter company representing Canada on the map. In terms of the install itself, I found it to be really straightforward. The video that is provided on YouTube by Apollo is very easy to follow. Apollo, very easy to follow. The video provided by Apollo is very easy to follow. I don't know, I just can't help but rap, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But it's super easy to follow. What would have helped me as somebody who isn't as familiar with the tech part of what's going on inside the deck of my scooter are more descriptions of visually what I'm looking for. So he'll say things like, oh, and then you just plug your controller in. But when he said things like, you put the green connector to the green wire, you put the yellow connector to the yellow wire, that was the stuff that was very helpful for me to do the install. So if you have some concerns about your technical capacity, this is a cinch. Follow the video. If I can do it, trust me, you can do it. Do I notice, the extra 5 kilometers per hour in top speed, which is what I was most excited about? No. You're going from V2, 61 kilometers per hour to the top speed on the V3 in Ludo mode, 65 kilometers per hour. In real life circumstances, for the type of riding that I do on bike paths and streets, I'm just not gonna be going that fast. Here is where I do notice it. The smoothness and quietness of going from 0 to 50 kilometers on this bad boy compared to the V2 is night and day. On the V2, you just feel completely jerked around. Like you have the speed, but you can't really go at slow speeds controlled when your friends are walking or whatever it might be. It's not really designed for that. It's like full throttle or nothing basically on the V2. I find on the V3, the acceleration is so smooth. So while the first 2 seconds you probably get a little bit more juice in the V2 right off of the top, I feel like the smooth acceleration gets you to 50 faster with the V3. You really get a different level of control and safety on this scooter, and that is probably one of my favorite things. Now with the install, the stupid, ridiculous, idiotic thing that I did. So it's the next morning and I'm pretty frustrated. I got everything hooked up, triple checked all of the cables, put my helmet on, get my gloves on, all my safety gear is ready, turn the scooter on, the signals were working, recalibrated the motor, hit the throttle, and nothing. I'm like so pissed off at this point because I was so proud of myself to have gotten through the install, so excited to jump on this thing and test it, and it's not activating the motors. I take everything apart. The second time I did it, I fucked up more stuff. I get everything connected for the third time, and still nothing is happening with the throttle. I come across a launch video that Eloi had put out, and the same thing happens to him. By default, when you install this, it's on kick to start, so you have to adjust that in the app, get that setting turned off, and then you're good to go. The next morning, I tried it out right away. I was like, yes, thank God. Went for a rip that afternoon. With the new controller, you also get this regen braking. It's also charging your battery when you use the brakes. It's giving you a much more smooth experience when it comes to the braking. If you do need to emergency brake and you do need to skid, I would obviously grab for my hydraulic braking because I just feel more comfortable and more experienced using that type of brake. Whereas I find with the regen braking, it does take you a second or two more to get to a complete stop, depending on how fast you are. Another thing that I do love about the regen braking is I'm not gonna have to replace any brake pads. I don't really want to spend my time tinkering around in the garage replacing brake pads. I want to be out there riding. I went up Mission Hill in St. Albert, this huge monster of a hill in Ludo mode. I could do it with my eyes closed and one hand going up that hill. What I loved about the regen braking is coming downhill, to have that controlled braking so that you're not skidding down the hill, I found to be super helpful. So I really would 100% choose the regen braking going down a hill as opposed to the hydraulic or mechanical braking. brakes. There just wasn't enough room left for my bell, so I had to take it off. Otherwise, the regen brake would have been too far from my thumb. But again, I have small hands, Filipino size, you know what I'm saying, baby? Good things come in small packages, mine. I'm 5'7", and so my hands are small. You know what they say about small hands? Small gloves. One thing I didn't love about the install that comes with the Apollo V1, V2, V3 are the handle grips. There's no bolt that tightens it on. It is a very comfortable hand grip. I do prefer the ergonomics of that stock factory hand grip over what I installed. But after spending 2 hours on the install, I did not want to spend another 30 seconds wrestling with this hand grip to put it on. So I put one of my old unused bike grips on there, screwed it on, Bob's your uncle. That's one thing that I think could be improved. The bell is integrated right into the brake. It's kind of one of those click things. The pressure of it is perfect. Again, I can't speak highly enough about those bells. And now I'm missing my bell on this scooter. But again, I'm ripping pretty quickly on these things. It's not really a pedestrian walk slow type of vibe when I take the Phantom out. So I'm not really riding in areas where I need to be like ding, 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 ding. It's more like I'm ripping on the grass beside them and around them. Before they would ever notice that I was behind them, I've come and gone like 15 times. So not really a bell type of vibe on this scooter anyways. I'm sure I'm not gonna really miss it. All in all, you guys, my summary on this V3 Phantom upgrade, should you get it, 1000%, yes, it is worth the $499. If you have the V1 or the V2 Phantom, get this. It's like a brand new scooter for you this season. What is it that I love? The packaging, the messaging that comes from the owners, the smoothness and quietness of this new Mach 1 controller that gives you more top speed, a smoother acceleration, and then overall just really feels like a safer control ride without sacrificing any of the beast mode or top speed. Finally, the addition of the regen braking with this upgrade, I think is a huge plus. Again, it's still gonna take some getting used to for me on my part, but I really do see the advantages of not having to replace brake pads and the smoothness without skidding utilizing this. All in all, those are my favorite things about the V3 upgrade, minus the hiccup, the stupid hiccup, which was my fault of not doing the kickstart when I first tried it and got it installed. Other than that, everything was really smooth and super easy to install, and I'm happy that I have turned my Phantom into the V3 this season. Gonna do even much more riding because I'm excited about this beast again, even though I've had it for 2 years now. It's like I've got a brand new bad boy in my garage. So can't wait to take this thing out for more rips this summer. And I will see you out there. Be safe, y'all. Peace!